Pray there, friends, and good morning from Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's your boy, the pin trading pastor, back for another vlog, and today we're going to be walking around and talking about the difference between real versus fake Disney pins. You get a lot of questions about that. A lot of people that are new to pin trading, they don't quite understand it. They just walk up, they grab a pin. But I'm here to tell you, not every pin you see on a board, not every pin that you see on a pin trading cast member's pin pad or lanyard is a real Disney pin. So we're gonna look at that, spot some of the difference, point those out, and that's the goal of today's video. Obviously, we're gonna show you where all the pin trading locations are, show you where all the pin boards are, talk to cast members, look at their lanyards and their pin pads, but at the end of the day, the goal of today's video in retrospective is to really show you exactly what a real Disney pin is and what some of these fake pins look like. I know when we first started, and we've only been doing this for about 10 weeks now, it really hurt us to know that some of these pins we were trading for were fake. We would put a $12 pin on the board, put a $15 pin on the board, and pull off what's the equivalent to like a 40-cent, 60-cent pin that's duplicated in another country. And so we will show you some of those today, show you some of the basics, and it should be able to be a good time. But come along with us, come along for the ride, and let's see what we can find. So as we get started this morning, I did want to talk to you a little bit about pin trading. Obviously, I went right into the first vlog and talked to you about exactly what pin boards were where at Magic Kingdom, showed you where you could find them. Today, being at Animal Kingdom, I want to get down to the basics. Some of you don't know what pin trading is. It's funny because I reached out to my mom and said, hey, I put my first vlog out there. I'd love for you to take a look at it. And she said, content was great, recording was great, but I don't have the first clue about pin trading. And so I want to give you a little bit of what that is. Pin trading's been around for about 25 years here at Disney. It's amazing. You can go into a gift shop, you can go to events and buy these limited edition, special edition pins. And with these pins, you can trade them with cast members, on their pin pads, you can trade them on boards, and you can just go around to each of the areas here in the park and find other people that pin trade. I have on my bag, I'll show you later on my Loungefly, it says I love to trade pins, and people come up and try and trade with me all the time. And it's a lot of fun. And you know, being Walt Disney World locals, my family and I, we were kind of looking for something different to do. Not that the rides aren't fun, not that we don't enjoy the parks and staying at the resorts, and we're gonna bring you all that content too, but we wanted something else that we could do to have fun. And this pin trading, we talked to somebody at Riviera, and they had talked about us just pin trading and going around and buying pins and trading with people, and it is absolutely some of the most fun we've had since coming to Disney World. And so the problem with it is there are pins that are not real, and we're going to talk about that today. There are pins that are not real, pins that you can buy, but we'll talk about those things later on today. And so as we begin our journey today here at Animal Kingdom, talking about some of these fake pins, some of these pins that are not authentic here at Disney. These are pins that you can buy on Amazon. These are pins you can buy on eBay. These are pins that can cost you anywhere from 40, 60, 80 cents per pin, but they are duplicates. They are basically have taken the real ones. Places like China and other countries, Taiwan, have taken these pins, duplicated them with cheap metal, cheap enamel, and they have distributed them. And you can get them on Amazon, get them on eBay. But when you do this, you're bringing those into the park, and I'm gonna be honest with you, especially for those of you who are new at pin trading, 99.9% of what you see on the boards are fake pins. And not only that, but about 85 to 90% of what you're seeing on the cast member pin pads are fake pins. Now with the cast members, they refresh their pads often, and so you will see a lot of pins. But it's kind of started to ruin the fun here at Walt Disney World when it comes to pin trading. Now places like Disneyland Paris, places like Disneyland over there in California, they're a little bit more strict. They won't allow you to trade some of these fake pins. But in Walt Disney World, they haven't really put that down. They don't train the cast members on how to spot a fake pin. And so if it has the Disney logo on it, which these fakes do, they will indeed allow you to make that trade. And so what you'll see is you know, kids that don't know any better go up there and trade for a fake pin, put an $11, $12, $15 pin down that their parent has bought them, and trade for that. And now somebody will come in and take that pin and then put a fake down. And it's created a pretty big market where people will sell these things, but it's not good for us as pin traders. And you need to be trading real pins for real pins. And so hopefully we'll be able to go through today, talk about some of those things, show you what are real pins, show you some of the fakes, show you the comparisons in those, especially if I have a side-by-side, just to show you what the difference in those are, because the last thing we want is to come in here, and I hope they can figure it out. I hope they can figure out the situation, is to come in here to the parks, see all these fake pins, go board after board. You probably saw that in the first video, and not find anything that you want because they're all fake, they're all cheap, the enamel's not good, and you're not gonna wanna keep it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around the park today, see what we can find, hit all the pin boards, show you all those locations like I like to do, but show you the differences between some of these real pins and these fake pins, because that's what we're on the hunt for today, real Disney pins. Before I forget, I do want to show you the drip we've got going today. Obviously, you see I've got the Forgiven hat on, and as we scroll down here, you're gonna see I've got Jesus the Lion of Judah t-shirt on. Again, as a pin trading pastor, I just want you to know that Jesus does love you. You can ask him into your heart, ask for forgiveness, and he will forgive you of your sins. Amen. Okay, wanted to show you what pins we're gonna be trading today. Here on the first side, you see several Star Wars, Goofy, Hades, and then on this side, we've got a droid, a t-shirt, and several others. Again, all real pins that we're gonna be trading today. The second pet I have is right here. Again, some sleeping animals set, another t-shirt, some of the villains. On this side, Toy Story, some droids. Again, all real pins that we're gonna be trading today. Today, we are on the lookout only for real Disney pins. So before you even enter the park, the first pin board is gonna be found here in Rainforest Cafe. And if you look right there, as soon as you look to your left when you walk in the park, it's gonna be found right over here. We're gonna walk back here, take a look at their pin board and see what they have. And here's a look at the pin board in the Rainforest Cafe. Definitely got a Judy Hobbs right there, not something I need for my collection, and so we're going to move on to the next one. So the next pin board is gonna be found over here at the ticket booth. You've got 3 ticket booths here at Animal Kingdom, but the pin board is usually found at the middle one, right under the elephant where it says Disney's Animal Kingdom. Let's take a look and see if there's anything for us. Okay, so they didn't have the pin board at the ticket window. I'm not sure what's going on there. Normally they have that right off the bat, but we are gonna go ahead and head inside and take a look and see what we can find on the next few boards. So the next pin board is going to be found over here at the guest relations. As soon as you walk in and scan your Magic Band or your phone and your ticket for the day, it's going to be found over here at guest relations. And so we'll walk in and take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, so this is the pin board found in guest relations as soon as you walk into Animal Kingdom. And as you can see, I'm not seeing anything that I need for my collection. And again, we'll explain why some of these are not what we want for our collection here momentarily. Okay, so your next pin board is going to be found over here at Garden Gate Gifts, immediately across the way from guest relations, before you head up to the Tree of Life here in Animal Kingdom. So let's take a look and see if there's anything we need. So this is the pin board found here at Garden Gate Gifts. And as we take a look here, we're not seeing anything that we're going to need for our collections. We see a lot of bad enamel, a lot of duplicates, things you're going to see multiple times on boards throughout the day. But I am not seeing anything that we're going to need for our collection today. So one of the fun things here at Animal Kingdom that you'll see throughout the day as we walk through is the fact that every snack cart, for the most part, every single cart that you come across will have a pin board. Now it's early, so I'll wait to show you that later, but every single one of those carts that you come across usually has their own separate pin board, and something that you can take a look at for your collections, where you won't have that at the other parks. Only here at Animal Kingdom where they have all of these carts with all these different pin boards, and we'll show you that as we walk through today. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to take a look at is found over here at Island Mercantile. They usually have it right out front, which it looks like they do. We'll take a look and see if there's anything that we need for our collection today. And this is the pin board found at Island Mercantile. And as we take a look at some of these, not seeing anything that we need for our collection. Now let me zoom in here on Daisy. Do you see how bad the enamel is on that? Do you see how there's dips in that? That's one of the telltale signs to be able to spot a fake pin. So we're gonna look at a lot of that today and point those out. But again, pay attention, keep an eye out, and you're gonna see as you keep watching a lot of these pins on every single board. They're just literally on every board, and that's another way to say that's probably not an authentic Disney pin. Okay, so we're here in the Island Mercantile and found a pin trading cast member and found a couple pins that we're gonna trade for today. I'm gonna go ahead and take this Ariel and I'm gonna take this castle for my collection.
No worries.
And I'm going to trade you, let's go ahead and do this Donald right here, and let's do Flopsum and Jetsam. Okay, so here's a cast member's pin pad, and like we had talked about earlier, we're not seeing anything we want or need for our collection here, and so we will just move on to the next one. All right, friends, well, we found another pin we're gonna like today. We're gonna trade for this Walt Disney World 2025 Mickey pin, and we're gonna go ahead and trade today our Sleeping Simba pin, and I think that will be a good one for the next person. All right, friends, we were able to score 3 real Disney pins in there. We were able to score this Ariel 25 years, this castle from the Wave A 2025 Hidden Mickey series, and we were able to score this 2025 Walt Disney World Mickey pin. All 3 real pins. Very excited about this find, and we're going to keep on the hunt, bring you along and see what else we can find. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be found over here at the ticket corner. It's going to be in the corner of the Discovery Trading Company, and I'll show you that as well real quick, the Discovery Trading Company, and it's right here at the guest experience tent, and I'll show you that real quick. Yeah, so right here's the guest experience, and there'll be a pin board right there for you to take a look at. Okay, so this is the pin board here over at the guest experience tent under Discovery Trading Post. As you can see, when we look at these, there's not really anything we want or need for our collection. Some nice pins there, but nothing that we're going to need right now. And just wanted to let all the little ones know, if you get bored of pin trading, which is hard to do, you can come over here to Doug and Russell's Wilderness Explorers, and you can meet Doug and Russell. There's never a problem when you get a chance to meet Doug and Russell, because that's going to make your day a lot better. Okay, so because we're here so early, not every pin board is out over here at the Discovery Trading Company, and that's okay. We're going to take a loop back by and show you those later. Again, the one was over there at the guest relations portion of that, but they'll usually bring out a board later that we can take a look at as well. We were able to score another Wave A Hidden Mickey castle from one of the pin trading cast members there. It was a duplicate of the one we've already had, the blue one you saw, but they make great traders. And we traded away our Perdita from 101 Dalmatians. That was actually the trivia question I had to answer, is how many puppies did Perdita actually have? And the answer was 15, and that's how I was able to score that Wave A Hidden Mickey castle. And so keep an eye out for those pin trading cast members, those lanyards, those pin pads. The trivia is a lot of fun, and even if you don't get it, they'll kind of spur you in the right direction and help you if they're a good cast member. Not saying cast members are bad, but if they want you to get it and want to make the trade with you. And again, I let her pick that for her next pin of choice for her next trivia, and that makes a lot of fun too. They get into it, we get into it. Again, pin trading can be so much fun, and we are just getting started today here at Animal Kingdom. Okay, so the next pin board we're headed to is going to be found at Dino Land the Ride, and unfortunately, as many of you know, if you pay attention to Walt Disney World, is the fact that right now this whole area is under construction. It's being taken apart for the Encanto ride, and because of that, you have to take the long route. And so we're going to be heading to Dinosaur the Ride pin board, but we're going to take the long walk, and I know when they finish this, the Encanto Land, I know my daughter's excited, it's going to be beautiful, and we will bring you content with that as well. Okay, so like we said, the next pin board is going to be found back here at Dinosaur the Ride. As you're walking towards the attraction, obviously you see the nice big beautiful dinosaur there. The gift shop is going to be found over to the left, and so you're going to walk to the left here, head back through the double doors, and you will find a pin board back there. Okay, so this is the pin board found here at Dinosaur Ride, the gift shop. And as we take a look here, nice, beautiful, full pin board. But again, we are looking for real Disney pins today. And I am not seeing anything on the board that we need today. And so we will move on to the next one. Okay, so as you could see, there was nothing on that pin board in the Dinosaur gift shop that we needed. And again, if you're paying attention to this video and you're watching through the whole thing, which I hope you are, you're going to notice a trend. You're going to notice a pattern. A lot of the same pins we're seeing over and over and over again. And so if you start to see that, you can probably bet that those pins aren't real. And so really be paying attention to that. Keep your eyes on that because they're probably not. You're not going to see real pins plastered all over the boards over and over and over again. These are these fake ones that have been duplicated, bought on eBay, bought on Amazon, and you don't want those. And we're going to talk in a few minutes about some of those telltale signs of how you can tell. Obviously, we talked about some of the bad enamel, some of the way that the metal looks, but there's some other telltale signs I want to talk to you about here in just a few minutes. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, all of these snack carts are going to have pin boards. The thing is, I got here at Park Open at 8 a.m. and they haven't brought them out yet, so that's why I'm not showing to you quite yet. We are going to do a couple laps, and so I will show those to you here in a little bit. But wanted to pop back on here and talk about some of those telltale signs when it comes to those Disney pins, those real Disney pins. First, again, is the enamel. On real Disney pins, there will not be dips in the enamel. It will not, you'll see a nice shine. And you can tell that they're real. As far as the back, there's a Mickey head waffling. If you see those go side to side, that's a pretty good telltale sign that that's not a real Disney pin. Usually those go up and down. Also, there will not be borders on the back of that. There will not be borders on that metal. And so again, another telltale sign. The other one is you obviously have your pin point that goes into your pin pads or wherever you're putting those pins, but they also have tiny little points next to those. If those are dull in any way, most likely that is not a real Disney pin. And then the biggest one right now is in late 2023, early 2024, Disney started adding a cubic zirconian, basically Mickey head diamond, as we call it. We call it a diamond. And those are on the back of those pins. That's another telltale sign. Now, a couple places have started duplicating those, but not to the point where you're going to be able to go out and get massive fake diamond Disney pins. Those aren't there. So that's another way that Disney's doing a great job of trying to eliminate all these fake Disney pins. So keep your eye out for that as well. Okay, so here is one of the pin boards found at the snack cart outside of Expedition Everest. And as you take a look here, again, you're seeing a lot of the same pins that we've already seen this morning. And so again, I'm not seeing anything we want or need for our hunt for real Disney pins today. And so we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to take a look at is found at the guest relations or the guest experience tent in between Expedition Everest and heading back to the middle of the park towards Africa. We'll take a look and see if there's anything we need there. Okay, this is the pin board found between Africa and Asia at the guest relations team. Again, as we take a look, as I talked about earlier, there's Daisy. Again, same board, different location. And so not something that we need here, not a real Disney pin on this board that I'm seeing. And so we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to take a look at is found over here at Mandala Gifts. And I'll go ahead and swing the camera around here in just a second and show you where that's located. Again, in between Africa and Asia in the walkway there, as you're heading toward Expedition Everest if you're leaving Africa. And so I'll show you that now. And this right here is Mandala Gifts, and this is where our next pin board will be located. So we will take a walk in and see if there's anything we can find. Okay, well, here's the pin board at Mandala Gifts. And as you can see, a lot of pins that we would not trade for. Again, we're on the hunt for real pins, but as you take a look right here, this Mickey, we are going to take this Mickey for our collection, and we are going to leave, let's go ahead and leave this Percy doghouse and put that right there on the board, if we can put it on there, for the next guest. Awesome, we're able to score an amazing Mickey here at the Mandala Gifts. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is found at the snack cart directly across from Feathered Friends in Flight. I'm going to pan the camera around so you can take a look and you'll be able to tell. So there is Feathered Friends in Flight, and if you look directly across here, there is the snack cart, and that is where our pin board will be located. Okay, this is the pin board found at the snack cart directly across from Feathered Friends in Flight. And as we take a look here, again, you're going to see a lot of the same pins we've already seen today. Nothing that we're going to want or need for our collection, and so we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is found at the guest relations cart in between Asia and Africa. As you're leaving Expedition Everest, walking past Feathered Friends in Flight and heading into Africa, it'll be on your right-hand side. We'll take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, so this is the pin board that's found at the guest relations tent in between Africa and Asia. It's basically as you're heading into Africa, leaving Asia and Expedition Everest, this will be the guest relations tent. And as you can see, we're looking for real Disney pins. We do see one of the Marvel t-shirts on there. We already have that, so we're not going to take that for our collection. But again, spotting the difference between real and fake Disney pins today, and that is a real Disney pin. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to take a look at is found at the snack cart across from the Mombasa marketplace. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that so you know exactly where it is. I'll pan the camera around. There is the Mombasa marketplace, and the pin board is going to be located right there at that snack cart. so this is the pin board found at the from Mombasa Marketplace at the snack cart. And as we take a look, we're seeing again pins that we don't need. The enamel doesn't look graded, and you're starting to spot some of the differences between the real and fake Disney pins with the enamel. And so again, we're going to continue to look at these and point those out throughout the day. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is found at the concession stand, the snack cart, making your way towards Gorilla Falls and Rafiki's Planet Watch. And so let's take a look and see what they have. Okay, so this is the snack cart pin board located on the way to Rafiki's Planet Watch and Gorilla Falls. And as you can see, a lot of fake pins, but this one right here, this guy, if I didn't already have it, I would take it. That is a Mickey and Donald pin, and that is a real deal banana peel, to quote WDW Kevin. Very good pin, but I don't need it for our collection, but I'll kind of show you here as you take a look. You can see, if you can take a look at that with the camera there, the enameling and the waffling. Just so much better than some of these other pins that we've seen today, but definitely a real pin on a board, so good to find that. Okay friends, so we had a really cool interaction right there at that snack cart where I showed you the real Donald and Mickey pin. As I quit recording, there was a few friends celebrating a birthday that came over, and they're brand new to pin trading. And I got to be able to explain to them a little bit the difference between real and fake pins. The cast member really enjoyed it too. They didn't know. But being able to pick that Mickey and Donald up, turn it over, show some of the things I showed to the camera with the waffling and the way it was printed, and also be able to, you know, just show them the metal and the sides of it to show how smooth it should be. But they really, really enjoyed that and thanked me for it. They had no idea what was real and what was fake. They were just running around trading, but they did end up taking that pin. And so because of the insight we've been giving people today, they chose to take that Mickey and Donald pin, and they did put a real pin back down in its place. Again, had they not known that, they may have put a real pin down and taken a fake one. And so glad we were able to help them with that. Okay friends, so the next two pin boards we're going to see are side by side as we've made our loop outside of Africa and headed back towards the gift shops and headed over towards Pandora. There's a couple of them. There's one at the guest relations tent, as you can see directly behind me, and there's one over here at the snack cart, which I'm going to pan over and take a look right there. So you're going to have one at this snack cart and one over here at the guest relations tent. They're back to back, side by side, and so we're going to go ahead and take a look at both those pin boards and see if there's anything we need. Okay, so here's the pin board found at the guest relations tent right there near the snack cart where I talked about, and just talked to a person who was here and made a great trade. Got the Remy chef pin off the board, but they did put a real pin down. They put the robot right there. We already have that for our collection, so we don't need it. But again, was able to talk to him about the differences with waffling and things like that, difference between real and fake pins. But as you can see on this board, there's nothing that we need. Hey, once again, there's Nerd Daisy with the glasses. Seeing that about 4 or 5 times now on these boards. And so learning to spot the differences between real and fake pins. Okay, friends, so here is the pin board at the snack cart directly across from the guest experience team that I was just talking about. And my, what have we spotted? We have spotted 2 Wave Bs that we're going to trade for today. So I'm going to trade for this Yzma hat, and I'm going to trade for this Mickey hat. And we are going to put down, we will put down this droid right here, and we'll put that guy right there. And we are going to put down this Cheshire Cat popsicle, and we will put that right there. But yes, able to score 2 Wave Bs. Very excited about that today. Okay, so the next board we're going to look at is found outside of Island Mercantile at the snack cart. It was not out when I got here at 8 a.m. this morning, but it is out now. And so let's take a look at it and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, here is the pin board found at the snack cart outside of Island Mercantile. And as you can see, not a whole lot here, a lot of the same thing. You do see a droid there. There is a droid there. And there is this I Love Grandma pin. I don't know if that's real, but I am going to take it because our Grammy is in town, and I know the kids would love that to give her. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one. And we are going to put down, let's put down Flower for this one. So we did decide to swing back and look over at the pin board at the Island Mercantile just to see what's taking place, and there you go. You got a real deal Luke Skywalker sitting right there. I'm not going to need that for my collection, but again, here we go. That might be the 5th or 6th time we've seen Nerd Daisy on a board. Again, you're going to start seeing him over and over and over again, and you'll be able to spot a difference pretty quickly. Okay, so as we make our way into Pandora, the next pin board we're going to come across is found at the snack cart. Usually the DVC area has one, but it's about 9:45 in the morning, so it hasn't come out yet. And usually from what I've been talking to with the cast members, they're gonna start coming out all the pin boards in the park around 10 a.m. Again, this is my first time really hitting pin trading hard here at Animal Kingdom, bringing you the real versus the fake. And so we're gonna hit the snack cart located right over here on the way to Pandora. You'll see it right there. And so we'll go over there and take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, so this is the pin board found on the way to Pandora at the snack cart. And again, we're looking for real, authentic Disney pins. As you look down right here, there we go, we found one. So we're gonna take this guy, and then we're going to put down, let's go ahead and put down this real deal Pluto in its place. So again, able to score an authentic real Disney pin at the snack cart on the way into Pandora. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and put on the cooling towel, the do-rag, a little bit earlier than normal today. I don't know whether it's because Animal Kingdom is situated in the middle of a jungle or not, but it is much, much hotter than it normally is. It's late September, early October, and while we don't have fall, and usually it's starting to begin a little bit of a cool down right now, but it's hot. And so I've got the do-rag out earlier, sporting the new look, and it's gonna keep me cool for the rest of the day. Gotta be doing something like that when you're in the middle of the jungle. Okay, so the next pin board we're gonna take a look at, as you first enter Pandora, you're going to see a snack cart situated to the right, and on that right hand side you're going to see a pin board, and I do see it, so let's take a look. And here is the snack cart where the next pin board is located, and so let's take a look and see if there's anything we need. All right, so here is the pin board located just outside of Pandora at the snack cart there, and I am not seeing anything that we want or need for our collection, and so we will move on to the next one. Okay, so as we make our way through Pandora, I'm not sure of this, so if you know better than I do, you can comment below, but I do not think there is a pin board in Pandora. I know there's pin boards at the snack carts. I know there's pin boards found throughout the park and at the other locations, but actually in Pandora, kind of like Galaxy's Edge, I do not think there is any pin boards, but we are headed to the gift shop because I do know for a fact there are pin trading cast members there. Okay, and as I stated before, I do not think there's going to be any pin boards found in this next location, but we're going to go inside of Wind Traders and take a look for some pin trading cast members, see what we can find. Right here, this is where you're going to see Wind Traders. This is where the next set of pin trading cast members will be, but like I said, probably not going to find a pin board in here. Okay, so while we were in Wind Traders, we did spot 2 pin trading cast members, but the pin pads were not good, and I don't think I've ever seen that gift shop as busy as it was just now. I did not want to bother them. They were taking care of other guests. There were lines to talk to those cast members, and so for me it just wasn't worth it because, again, I was able to see the pin pads, and it wasn't worth it to wait and ask them to see those. And so, but again, when you're in Magic Kingdom, when you're in Hollywood Studios, when you're at Epcot, when you're at Animal Kingdom, take the time to ask those pin trading cast members about their pins. Take a look at their pads. They're everywhere. You have so many people pin trading cast members, and so please take a look. But that was not worth it for my time. Okay, friends, so the pin board is now out at Discovery Trading Company. It's located on the inside. There's some slight refurbishment and construction going on along the other side where it normally is. And so I'm going to show you where that's located and take a look and see if there's anything we need. And here is the Discovery Trading Company located directly across from Island Mercantile where we were earlier today. Okay, here is the board found in Discovery Trading Company. And again, we are looking for the difference between real, authentic Disney pins and fakes or scrappers as they're known as. And as we take a look at this board here, I'm not seeing anything that we want or need for our collection, which leads me to believe that pretty much everything on there is a scrapper. Okay, friends, it is 10 a.m. and that means pin trading is in full effect here at Animal Kingdom. There is a souvenir shop just outside of the Discovery Trading located over here, and I'm going to show you. So behind me is Discovery Trading, as if I'm walking down the middle to meet Mickey and Minnie, and I'm going to flip the camera around, and right over here is where the pin board is going to be found at this souvenir stand. So let's go take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection today. Okay, friends, here is the pin board located at the souvenir cart just outside of Discovery Trading post there, and heading in towards meeting Mickey and Minnie. And as you can see, there's not anything we're seeing that we need for our collection, as we are looking for real, authentic Disney pins today. Okay, friends, well, as you know, no trip to Animal Kingdom is complete without an encounter with Kevin. And so there's Kevin. Oh, Kevin, all right. It's good to see you, buddy. Have fun today. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is found over here at Adventures Outpost. It's where you will actually meet Mickey and Minnie in their safari gear. And so I'm gonna spin the camera around and show you where it is here. It's gonna be found right here at Adventure Outpost, and it's right there as you go to enter in front of the stand. So let's take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, so this is the pin board found at the Adventure Outpost where you'll meet Mickey and Minnie. And as you can see here, I'm not seeing anything that we want or need, as what we're looking for today are authentic Disney pins. And so we will move on to the next one, see if there's anything we need. All right, friends, well, we found a pin trading cast member, and her pin pad is very nice. And so we're gonna take a couple of these pins. I'm gonna do Kermit, and I'm gonna do the Hatbox Ghost, and I'm actually gonna let her pick a couple of them. Okay, and the two pins that this wonderful cast member chose are Marie and Figaro Sleeping, and those are going to probably go to the next person that comes along and looks at this pin pad. So very excited about this trade. Okay, so if you recall earlier when we came this way, as we came to the Tropical Americas where Dino Land USA used to be and is being under construction, the snack carts and the souvenir areas did not have their pin boards out. So I'm going to show you where we are. The next pin board is going to be found at this snack cart. I'll pan the camera around. It's going to be found at this snack cart right here, and if you're wondering exactly where it is, it's going to be right outside Trillo Bites. Okay, friends, here is the cart at the concession stand located outside of Trillo Bites. And as we take a look at these pins, there isn't anything that we're going to want or need for our collection, and so we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, friends, so the next pin board that we're going to take a look at is located at the concession cart before you take that right near the construction and enter towards the Dino Land USA and the Dinosaur ride. So we'll take a look at that pin board and see if there's anything that we need. Okay, so this is the pin board located just outside of Dino Land USA and the Dinosaur ride. And at this connection card, I'm not seeing anything that we need. Again, we've seen a lot of these same pins on boards already, and so we're going to move on because we don't see anything we want or need for our collection. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is located at the concession cart outside of Dinosaur the Ride. When we came over here earlier, it was about 8:25 in the morning. It wasn't open yet, but I'll pan over here and let you take a look. So there's Dinosaur the Ride. It's going to be found at this concession cart right here. And so let's go take a look and see if there's anything we need for our collection. Okay, this is the pin board found at the concession cart right outside of Dinosaur the Ride. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot here. I do see one right here. You've got the Wall-E spaceship right there. Not one that I'm wanting. It looks like that Disney Plus pin is also real. Not something that I'm going to want for my collection, but it's good to see two real pins on the board today. So as we make our way around the backside of the park, I just wanted to jump on here and say, you know, it's interesting. I think Animal Kingdom oftentimes gets slept on as far as a pin trading park. I used to say I don't want to go to Animal Kingdom. My wife, my kids, they always want to go. They like the Dino Dig before they took that out. They like the rides, they like the atmosphere. I never really wanted to go, but since I've been coming and pin trading here, I've really started to fall in love with this park. It is beautiful, the animals are awesome, and actually next week we're going to be staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and so we'll be bringing some content from there. I'm really excited to record that and see what that's like and be able to talk to everybody about that and see what kind of DVC resort that actually really is. Really excited about that. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at, Expedition Everest. You can hear them. The next pin board we're going to look at is found just outside of Expedition Everest. It comes out at 10 a.m. And it's a pretty cool board, but it isn't out very long throughout the day. But it is out now. It wasn't out when we came by earlier, so we're going to take a look at that, see if there's anything that we want or need for our collection this morning. Okay, so this is the pin board found outside of Expedition Everest, and this wonderful cast member is actually realigning them now, as you can see, putting some nice color coordinating, some nice sequences, but as you can see, there's nothing that we want or need for our collection, and so we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to look at is located at the concession cart in between Expedition Everest, and as you make your way towards the center of the park again, those usually open at 10 a.m. and so we're going to take a look and see if there's anything we want or need for our collection. And here is the pin cart that I was talking about, well, concession cart I should say, with the pin board. Let's take a look and see what they have. Okay, here's the pin board found at the concession cart, and I do not know about this Shmee, but I do not see it often, so I'm actually going to take this. I'm always the one to take a risk and then come back later, and I am going to put this Star Wars resistant pin down in its place. Take Captain Shmee and put the resistant pin down. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to take a look at today is found at the pin station here as you come into Africa. It's literally called the pin station, so you can't miss it. But I'm going to pan the camera around, have you take a look. That way you know exactly where it is. But as you leave Asia, come past guest relations here, I'm going to pan the camera around, and you can see there's the pin station, and the board's actually going to be right over here, and so you can't miss it. Okay, well, here's the board at the pin station. Like I said, it comes out at 10 a.m. usually. And again, we are on the hunt for real, authentic Disney pins today. And as you can see here on the board, there's quite a few misses, but I do want to know, I already have it. So this Mickey and this Goofy right here, if you were here and that was something you want, that is an authentic Disney pin. But again, not something that I need or want for my collection. And so we're going to move on to the next one. So one of the coolest things about walking around Animal Kingdom is the meet and greets. And as I'm walking through here looking at pin boards, I came across one of my boy's favorite people. It's Donald Duck. And so I've got to pan over for my boy Zach and show him his friend Donald Duck. There you go, Zach. There's your boy Donald Duck. You can live vicariously through this video that I've seen Donald Duck. Okay, friends, so the last pin board we're going to look at for the day here at Animal Kingdom is actually out in front of Feathered Friends Flight. Feathered Friends in Flight, I should say. This one was not out earlier. We had kind of seen all the boards, and I was just walking around the park one more time. And so this is actually going to be the last board we take a look at for the day to see if there is any real, authentic Disney pins on that board today. Okay, so this is the pin board outside of Feathered Friends in Flight, and as you can see, my son Landon collects the Stitch Snack Attack, so we will be taking this pin, and we are going to leave this popsicle pin. That's the one we're going to go ahead and leave, so I will trade for that.
Absolutely.
Always real, authentic for authentic. Thank you so much. Okay, friends, well, that concludes our time pin trading here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's been an amazing day. I hope many of you have learned some differences between real pins and fake pins, authentic Disney pins and scrappers, as we like to call them. That board there did have that Stitch on there for my son Landon. He's going to be excited about that. But again, in the pin trading community, we just want to see those boards look better. When you go up to a board with your family and 99.9% of them are fake, it just doesn't make it a whole lot of fun, especially when you start to get into it and you understand how much money can go into this pin trading thing that we do, these collectibles. And when you're trying to build a collection and make it nice, especially when you have characters you love, it just makes it heartbreaking when you find out that they're not real. And so I ask you to do your due diligence, do your research, watch vlogs, watch people like me, WDW Kevin, Princess Shannon, people like that. It's good to go and see those people because they're going to point out what is real and what is not. So again, it's been an amazing day of pin trading. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and again, as always, love God, love people. Stay blessed, my friends.